So I'd like to start off by welcoming everyone to the grand opening and ribbon cutting ceremony of the Louis Riel Child Care Center here in the heart of the Red River Métis homeland. We'll begin today, as always, with an opening prayer and words of wisdom from our elder Shirley Langan. I should introduce myself first. My name is Peter Fleming. I'm Regional Executive Officer in the Northwest. I'm the chair of 2 daycares, one in Swan River and one in Dauphin, and very involved with early learning and child care. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I will now invite Shirley Langan up for the opening prayer. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Our great Creator, we thank you for gathering all of us today with this gift of creation, the official grand opening of the Louis Riel Child Care Center. Pray for all the children who are blessed with the privilege of attending this distinguished daycare and for the lessons from this day forward. Learning about the Red River Métis culture, language, heritage, and the world of our community inclusion that will surround them with their journey in life. This will be a comfort to them. Lord, this beautiful daycare center will surely be full of fun as each child tries new skills, learn how to read and write, and with lessons with anticipated excitement. Give us a good heart as each child's day be bursting with love and nurturing. Grant these children with the wisdom as they interact with one another with laughter, joy, appreciation, and curiosity. God, help all the children recognize the fact that all their learning activities and time spent here will be a contribution to a brighter future for all of them. Jesus, if each child could, they would fill their little hands with all the wonderful things you have given them. Everything that they are, everything that they would be, they would give it all back and do it thankfully with gratitude. Every song that they sing and every praise that they bring, they will all leave behind their tiny little footprints. This is a gift back to you, our precious Lord. In the name of the Father, amen.
Thank you, Elder Shirley, for your wonderful words as we move forward today with our gathering. It's as I was listening to the prayer, I could hear the children playing and laughing across the road, and I thought, you cannot script this, and what a wonderful, wonderful prayer and background. I would now like to invite to the podium the woman who has brought us all here today, the Minister of Early Learning and Child Care, Frances Chartrand.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Sorry about that, it's really hot outside today. So I want to start off by thanking Shirley for the opening prayer, as it's customary in our culture to always honor our elders. They're the backbone of the Red River Métis Nation. I want to thank you, Shirley. Without your wisdom and guidance, we wouldn't be here today. So the Manitoba Métis Federation Early Learning Child Care Department strongly believes that all Red River Métis children should have a real opportunity for high-level learning, and we are setting a space for them to do that. So when I was coming up here, I was thinking, what am I going to say and how it's working? So when you look at it, I talked to the staff. They have a waiting list of 247 that have applied to come to our child care center, and we're able to have 40 seats. So when you come to our child care centers, they're going to learn about the Red River Métis culture, about our language, the importance of the Red River Métis. They're going to know who the founder of the great province of Manitoba is Louis Riel. So we never had this opportunity, and I want to thank the federal government for giving us the opportunity. When I first became minister, I thought, how are we going to do this? What's going to happen? We learned a lot with COVID-19. We learned how important childcare centers are. We learned how important social services programs are. We learned about doctors, nurses, and fire department can't go to work unless you have a childcare center. So I'm so proud, and I want to thank the Red River Métis government for allowing me the portfolio of early learning and childcare. And this is going to be such a unique center for children to be attending because they're going to learn the rich history of Manitoba. They're going to go down here and go visit L'Oreal's gravesite. They're going to learn about our great leader. They're going to learn about our language. And I'm sure that they're happy we're right in the homeland, right in the center of the Red River Métis Nation. So along with the daily educational cultural activities and field trips, we have programs like the Little Métis Box. So you think about when we went through COVID and you look at the children at 0 to 6 that never had the opportunity to learn about their culture, about their language. So the staff and I came up with a plan where we send out our cultural boxes to 0 to 6. It grew fast. The first year, I think we sent over 1,000 boxes, not only in Manitoba, not only in Canada, but in Australia, New Zealand, USA. There's Red River proud Métis people that have to leave for work purposes or family purposes. So I'm proud that we're able to share our culture right around the world, not only in the city of Winnipeg and the province of Manitoba. I also want to talk about some of the programs. We have an outreach program where the children will be able to enjoy programs like the literacy program, Super Dad, Super Kids, the importance of the family structure, the importance of mothers and fathers all working together. Even if you're separated and your son or daughter lives down the street, you live and you work for your children every day, and I learned that growing up. So we also look at lunch. When my children went to childcare, we had to bring lunch. So here, I'm so proud that the Red River Métis has all these extra options where we provide a healthy snack. We provide bus transportation to go to and from. But you hear the children laughing. I guess they have to walk across the street. We won't be using the bus that much. But it's such a great opportunity, and I just enjoy coming out to our celebrations. This is our 8th center in Manitoba that we opened up. We have 2 more grand openings that will be coming up. One's with Infinity Women's Secretariat on Hawthorne, probably this winter, and we have another one in DePaul. So we can't do this alone. We have to work with our counterparts, the federal and provincial government, and we want you to be our partners. Not our partners in words, but our partners financially in supporting us all the way, understanding the importance that we're the ones that are going to spend more time with the children and families that are coming to our center. So on behalf of myself, our team, the Red River Métis government, I want to thank you for coming here to celebrate today, and I want to give my staff a round of applause for the great work and everything they've done. So, in closing, I want to thank our elders for their wisdom and guidance, our youth for their willingness to learn, and just coming out to celebrate the great things that the Red River Métis Nation is doing right across the Red River Homeland and across Canada. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Chartrand. And on behalf of your Red River Métis government, we would like to present you this token of appreciation.
Thank you.
It's just an empty box. I now have the pleasure of welcoming to the podium our federal partner, the Parliamentary Secretary to the Leader of the Government in the House of Commons and Member of Parliament, Winnipeg North, Mr. Kevin Lamoureux. Please help me in welcoming him.
Well, what a pleasure it is to be with everyone here today. Just such an enjoyable experience on such wonderful weather, and I know the young lady beside me commented in regards to the young children, which you made reference to. It is such a wonderful touch, and all of us, no doubt, kind of reflect on the fact that this is all about our children. I would like to begin by acknowledging that I am here with you today on the ancestral lands, Treaty 1 territory, and the national homeland of the Red River Métis. People that know me know that I'm not very good at reading speeches. I rather speak in terms of how it is that I feel, and I can tell you that it is such an incredible feeling in terms of what we're witnessing today. It is a very special occasion. You know, I've been in politics for many years now. I've gotten to know President Chartrand even before he was the president of the Métis Federation. And I can tell you, the lives that the government, the Métis government, has touched is so profound, I would suggest to you it is second in no other government, no other level, in the sense that when we talk about the 8 centers, I don't think that includes the one on Selkirk Avenue. And if it wasn't for the Manitoba Métis Federation, the one on Selkirk Avenue wouldn't be there. I know the individuals, the leadership of the Manitoba Métis government and the membership care passionately about the children. And we all recognize through education how important it is that we pass on the traditions. And that's why when we talk about reconciliation, it is more than just words. It is something in which we have to participate in a very real and tangible way. And that's what we're doing here today at the Louis Riel Child Care Center. It is an investment in our children. Our children, we often hear, are our future. And at the end of the day, having that higher sense of culture awareness and the Red River Nation, the Métis, is so critically important to who we are as a collective nation. To be able to develop a program for preschool children where the children are going into kindergarten, grade 1 and through into post-secondary, sets the stage of that sense of pride that all of us should have in terms of who we are as a people. So first and foremost, I would like to congratulate all those that were engaged in whatever way you might have been in making today possible. I know, Francis, the Minister Suds actually had the opportunity to have a tour of the facility with you a while back, and I know she would have loved to have been here today. Equally, if there was no cabinet meeting going on, I'm sure Dan Vandel. So I'm the third choice. At least I hope I'm the third choice. It is a pleasure. I recognize the value of our children. I understand how important it is to move forward on reconciliation, and I acknowledge to the degree in which the Manitoba Métis Nation has advanced that. We might not agree on everything, but there's absolutely no doubt that we share the common interest, and we want to be a willing partner and to contribute. And one of the ways that we've done that is in the exceptional work that was done pre-pandemic. We, as a government, assisted in this particular project, but there was also another project. And maybe at this time, I would be honored to present the video showcasing the remarkable efforts that the Manitoba Métis Federation did in enhancing early learning and child care within communities. This video highlights how the MMF innovatively adapted during the COVID-19 pandemic by creating the, and I quote, My Little Métis Box. So I think it's something in which we're going to see a bit of a presentation on. But to conclude my remarks before the presentation, just to say how wonderful it is, as I say, to be here representing our Prime Minister and the Minister, and I know so many members of Parliament that wish you nothing but the very best in the years ahead. And that includes David Chartrand and the whole Cabinet in ensuring that we even get more accountability in protecting what is so critically important as part of our identity. Thank you so much.
In September 2018,
Thank you, Parliamentary Secretary Lamoureux, for your words and for sharing the video with us today. We decided to present him with the gift so he didn't have to stand up here in the hot sun for 5 minutes. Thank you. I would now like to call our provincial representative for education and early learning and childcare and friend, our Honourable Minister Neville, to the podium. Sorry, Minister Altamare.
Minister, thank you for that introduction. It's always a pleasure to be here with the Métis Nation and the Red River Métis. I can say, Elder Shirley, thank you for getting us started in the right way. I can tell you spirituality means a lot to little ones. It really centers them. I can't think of a better way to start a day than with an opening prayer, to remind us where we come from and to remind us where we're going. So I want to thank you again. President, it's always a pleasure to be here. I appreciate the invitation. Minister Chartrand, Minister Campbell, Minister Fleming. I can't, the very fact that we're here today shows the importance of what an investment in meaningful early childhood education looks like. I was at Le Petit Poisson up on Saint Laurent, and the pride in that community and that little center that they had there was second to none. But now I witnessed here, when I met the director, Ashley, took me through the center. A high quality place, not only for learning, but for also understanding who people are and what it is to be Red River Métis. I want to congratulate you and your staff. It means a lot to us because this is part of our vision here in the province of Manitoba. So bonjour tout le monde. C'est un honneur pour moi d'être à votre présent aujourd'hui au nom du gouvernement du Manitoba et mes collègues à la Législative Assemblée pour célébrer l'inauguration de la garderie Louis-Riel. That's all I'm going to say in French. But it is important to acknowledge the territories we're on. I want to thank MP Lamoureux for doing that and for saying that this is the homeland of the Red River Métis. And when we say that, what that means is that there's culture, and we need to continue to not only further the culture, but also understand what it's based and what it's steeped in. The President has said it in the video, in respect for your elders, and also in respect for our little ones. Look at the investment here. It speaks a lot of what the MMF and the Red River Métis are all about. I will say that Louis-Riel said, the legacy of a revolution is not in its immediate victories, but in the lasting change that it creates. These centers create lasting change, and I want to congratulate the MMF on this. We know that early learning and childcare has proven benefits for children, families, and community. This is the best bang for your buck every time. Spend it on the little ones, you won't have to spend it on the elders after, or you do, but you know what I mean. You get the best investment you can, because I'm going to need that investment kind of soon myself. But I will say, it says a lot about a community, it says a lot about a culture, it says a lot about a people when they invest significant resources and time in their little ones. It's not about the money. It's about the time and the spaces we create. When Ashley took me through the kitchen, what did I see? High temperature dishwasher. Done in 2 minutes, disinfected. Disinfects all the plates and utensils. You may not think that's a big deal. It's a big deal. Commercial high quality refrigeration unit. Again, a big deal. Says a lot about the details that are really important when we invest in this sector, and I want to congratulate the MMF on that as well. So in closing, I want to say merci for the invitation, for your support of children and families, not only here in St. Boniface, but throughout the Red River Métis Nation. Thank you again, and I wish you nothing but the best. Minister? Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you. You're too kind. Very kind. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Minister Altomer. And on behalf of your Red River Métis government, we're pleased to present you with a picture that of a moose, which is President Chartrand's favorite, and I think he's trying to get it, talk Minister Altomer out of it there already, so. Our next speaker is a woman who wears many hats, but her heart is with her female Red River Métis citizens and works night and day to empower them. Please welcome Infinity Women spokeswoman Anita Campbell to the podium.
No, I'm good, thank you, thank you. What a good crowd. Good morning. Is it still morning? Yes, it's still morning, thank you. Like everyone else, you get up here and you have notes to read or speaking notes to read, and you just start talking. I first want to thank Shirley for the beautiful words. It's always good to set us in a good way. It's part of our tradition in terms of making sure that we start our day in a good way and end our day in a good way also. So thank you so much, Shirley, for your kind words. I also want to thank, of course, Minister Chartrand and her team for the invitation to bring greetings on behalf of Infinity Women's Secretariat. You know, I was thinking about today and how it marks another monumental event that MMF has put on. And I say this in a way that you might think that we don't have the power to have those children playing in the background. That wasn't just out of luck. I actually think they planned it that way. Because I think every speaker came up and mentioned it. And I think that purpose is there, and I think that power is there in terms of what MMF can do. And so the children playing in the background is actually part of it's the main reason. Right? I mean, you want the children to learn through play. And so I really want to thank Minister Chartrand and her staff, her team, an amazing team that she has. I was watching the video. I was it brought back, I have a grandson that he's 4, and he lives in Edmonton. They just moved there, I think a year and a half ago. Anyway, so I said, can I send him one? Because they were hearing about these little Métis boxes. And I said, can I send them one? They said, of course you can send him one. So I sent him one. I got one, I packaged it up, I sent it to him. The one that we had a fiddle in it. It had a little fiddle in it. And so they sent us a video of him playing this fiddle and starting to ask questions about Métis. Because they weren't really talking about it before, but those boxes are not just educational in a sense of learning the different aspects or how are you Métis and what makes you Métis. And I think it begins those conversations. So I think the words that were in that little Métis box is exactly that. It makes you have those dialogues, those discussions with your little kids, and it actually makes the children ask questions. So it's not, you do the book. No, I think it starts those discussions in their own head too. They start thinking about it and what makes them Métis. President Chartrand has said many times already, to be proud to be Métis. And that's what we're trying to instill in our children, in our families, and in our communities, is to be proud of being Métis. And so for us at Infinity Women's Secretariat, it's something that we're always pushing. I have this, and I'll share with you, I shouldn't, but I will. I have this little, I found it I can't remember where I found it, but it's like a little makeup bag, I'll call it. Not that I wear a lot of makeup, but it's a little makeup bag, but it was the words that were on it. So there was all these women on there, and it said, everyone wants to be us. And I wanted to put on there, everyone wants to be Métis, but I couldn't do that. Anyway, but I thought it was so significant in the sense of our children and because they hear what we're talking about and instilling that pride and whatnot in them. So I think the work, I haven't even talked about what's on my notes yet, but I think when I look at these buildings, and I think this is my 5th or 6th or 7th, I don't know how many of these I've gone to already in the openings, and the pride that you feel just being here, just even walking in that gate this morning. It's the pride that you feel in it. So for me, it's not a daycare or a childcare center, and you can tell I'm aging myself because we called them daycares back then, but it's a childcare center. Our childcare center, as Minister Chartrand had mentioned, we're hoping to open in September. We're targeting now October. We got a little final things to do, but we're opening to have our grand opening in October. Same thing. We have 55 spaces in that childcare center. We have over, I think it's like 270 something that we had that signed up, that want to use. So when you look at the need is there for childcare centers, and I think the work that, President Chartrand and Minister Chartrand are putting into trying to open up all these childcare centers, it's not going to stop. I think it's something that we're going to continue on. I want to mention, because it hasn't been mentioned yet, one of the other work that they're doing, it's not really only this, I'll say, or the little Métis boxes. They're also doing a home program where you can open childcare spaces in your home. So they do have a program that I think we support fully. We're trying to always get our women to open up, home childcare centers in their homes, because we think that's just as important, especially in our smaller communities and our smaller Métis communities. And they do provide a grant, and I hope to goodness, I'm always getting nervous when I speak before President Chartrand, and I'm hoping that wasn't in his notes, because if it is, I probably won't be invited again. Anyway, so they do offer a program there that to me is one of our programs that we promote all the time with our women, and it's something that I think that we can open a lot of those in our smaller Métis communities where it might not have a lot of need for in the small communities, but the home-based childcare centers is some of the programs that I always try to talk to everyone about, because I think it's important. That's a way for us to address the needs that are in our smaller Métis communities, is to open up childcare spaces in there. I want to say a heartfelt thank you to MMF, the National Government of the Red River Métis, for supporting the creation of these beautiful and unique childcare spaces. Minister Chartrand and the ELCC team, thank you for your hard work and your dedication for the development of more childcare spaces. Your vision of a strong early learning childcare system continues to develop along with our nation and continues to come to life with each other that's created. I want to thank you again for the partnership that we've been able to have with ELCC. They're an amazing team. It's an amazing minister, and I think President Chartrand couldn't have picked a better minister, a cabinet member to work on the ELCC portfolio and department and build this as much as we have. Thank you very much, and I appreciate the opportunity to come here. And Nello, I speak about Nello all the time because he's my MLA. So I'm one of his constituents. So I'm speak of highly of Nello all the time. He's doing amazing work, and of course I want to recognize Robert LaSalle, that's in the crowd also, for his work and his support that we have with, of course, our provincial government. And shout out to our federal government representatives that are here too. So thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you. And it is hot. Thank you. What did I get?
Stand here for comms.
What did I get? Caribou. It looks like a deer. I'm with you. I think it's a deer.
It's a deer.
Oh, okay then.
It is a deer. Because you're such a deer.
I thought I was going to get like an owl or something. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Spokeswoman Campbell. And you'll notice on each one of these there's little words underneath the different animals. That one was friendship and kinship, so. I now have the honor of welcoming to the podium our leader, and to who we can attribute the reason for this building behind me, the President of the Red River Métis, David Chartrand.
Thank you very much, BJ. Again, Shirley, thank you for the prayer, beautiful prayer, and you're beautifully dressed today. I must compliment that. I think it's good to see such amount of dignitaries here, the federal government being here. When this was being announced by Canada, Kevin, you can express that to your colleagues. We saw the pressing need in our communities regarding child and family services, and at the same time we recognized childcare. Two agents were pushing vigorously at our need and our demands, and I was very pleased when the Government of Canada announced it as a priority. Mr. Gold was a very solid partner with us. She's, of course, left to birth a child, and Mr. Sadson was taken over and has done extremely a good job representing Canada. But again, with the province, it's good to see both governments coming together. Seriously, this is such an important issue. I think Nello was trying to say what I think too now, so same thing. I think about what's going to happen to me. I'm 64. How long my health going to keep on carrying me? So when we start getting these kids into these classes here, start early learning education and pushing them to the next levels of phases they got to go through, they will become doctors. They'll become the nurses. They'll become the practitioners that are going to take care of us and watch over us. So I think our investments today will pay great dividends in the decades to come. So, but again, it's impressive to see that this is the 8. We're going to build 16 of them. And what's the information is telling us, and Robert Lavelle, who's here, I have a hard time saying Robert the Bird, who's here, close. He's here. This is a riding of Riel's, and he's Métis, and I'm very proud of that, Robert. You'll always get our support because you're Métis in Riel's riding, St. Boniface. So it's very important to recognize that the message that Francis gave, Riel's gravesite's not far from here. The history of our first premier in Manitoba, which is recognized by this government today in Manitoba. It took us only 150-something years to correct history. We're patient, so we got it done. And clearly, children have always been important in Métis culture, always, in First Nation culture, Métis culture, in all cultures in society. Children are fundamental to everyone. And from our perspective, it is based around children and elders in our culture as the primaries. And you heard that we have 8 who invested more. There's 6 more that Anita was talking about that we have already invested in private childcare, which takes 8 children per family home. We believe there's more of those that can happen, and even in the city of Winnipeg. I'm sure the province would look at any type of permit to assist in helping that it be achieved, because the need is great. The need is here alone. It's filled up already, gone. There's no spaces left. There's a waiting list of over 300 kids in this area. So what's it telling my government? We probably have to build another one, Robert, probably in St. Boniface. So that's something we'll talk about in cabinet. We have an upcoming cabinet meeting. I'm sure the minister will bring that up, that the need in St. Boniface and probably everywhere in Manitoba is so demanding. We're going to definitely need more investment. And as long as we continue the trend of where we're going, both federally and provincially, working in partnership with our government, I think we'll be able to achieve more. We look towards the future when we do stuff, and we also see what else can we do to help others while we're doing something. Even here, we use as many Métis contractors as we can, and then from there they start their own business environment. So it's good to see that investment to them now will lead to other projects in the future and long-term employment. But when we looked at the need of others, and I'll set my vision on Ukraine. When Ukraine got attacked, and what's happening in Ukraine today is a very sad event for the world, and a very important event for the country of democracy of the world. But when you look at the need, we had and where did they flood themselves to? Manitoba. Ukrainian communities welcomed and loved in Manitoba. And so we said, what do we do? What can we do as a small Métis government? We're not the federal provincial government. We're not as big as them. They take all our taxes, but we're not big as them. But what can we do? And so we decided to set up a class of Ukrainian students, of the new immigrants that came in. I hate the word immigrants, the sound of that. But anyways, that's the language that's used in this country. But at the sense, the investment that's going to be needed and the future needs that we have. What people have to think about when you build these is that you better have the workers. You better have the workers. Because the one in DePaul we have, which is probably 6 weeks away from opening, we're struggling to make sure we have the workers. We're trying to time our workers with graduation and then with buildings, because they got to go hand in hand. You want a building sitting or empty until you have graduates. But we see there's a massive shortfall in this province of people taking on these careers. I push it very hard that we send a message to all our Métis citizens and to grandparents and parents. Tell your kids this is a career, an opportunity for them to have a permanent job, a well-paid job, a benefit program that's established for their future investment when they retire. So this is a good career. And we keep on sending that message everywhere, and I'm sure the province is doing the same. And I think we need to push it harder now. We need to push very hard, and the federal government, we got to push people to believe that this could be a good career, a very high, a good paying job at the same time. Because even now, we're looking at the centers we're going to be building. We have classes going. We have 2 classes at a time. Right now, we have 22 Ukrainian students that we call them students, but these are all adult women, all women that came from Ukraine, and we invested in that with the province of Manitoba. We put $1 million each, and so we got these 22 students to graduate next year in June. They're doing the English, and they will become full-time employees of the Métis government, and they'll help us run our childcare centers. Then we have another cohort right after that of, I think, 10 to 18 students that France is looking at from Ukraine. So that we can't fill it up completely with our own people. We know that. By building 16 more centers, we'll have about 300 and something employees, because there's so much children per unit, per oversight that takes place in the rules that apply to childcare centers. So we'll have over 300 and some employees that'll be running our daycare centers when we're finished. But right now, the 6 that are running private daycare that we pay $40,000 to, we give you a grant of $40,000 that we believe is essential to smaller villages, as Anita pointed out. We can't open daycare centers in small villages. It's just too costly. But we're opening private centers that families are taking on and expanding their home, changing their home structure. A lot of them, their children have moved on, so they got a lot of space. So we redesigned, we paid the $40,000 and helped them. And now they get paid a fee, and that's the discussion in the future we'll have. Probably a little match like this with the province. Dialogue. Until you push them too far, then it no longer becomes dialogue. But anyways, I was joking. It's always dialogue. I love to negotiate, not litigate. But the point is this: preparing the future is going to be essential. I know the $10 a day daycare center that you announced in Canada was a very important aspect for the need of so many working families, especially a lot of mothers that want to go back to work. And in our culture, mothers are the primary. They're the bosses, and they're in charge of the family more than men. Men are just on the side. So, but it's in our culture. Women are pivotal to it all. So when we see that the future of $10 a day, and then the resources we have now with our taxes being returned to us, we're building daycare centers. And I keep on reminding people, the government doesn't give us anything. All they're doing is returning our taxes back to us. We've been paying billions of taxes for years. Now they're finally giving it back to us. So I hate the word of people thinking, well, government's giving you this. Government is not giving us nothing. These are our taxes being returned to us. So when we look again to the future, I think our goal is to be a player and a partner with both the federal and provincial government, because they're struggling too. How do you fit all these ability of childcare centers when you don't have enough workers? You could open all the center buildings you want, but if you have no workers, you can't operate. So that's going to be a big push, and I think we need both federal and provincial government to think of strategies around this issue, along with us, and figure out how do we get more and more people choosing childcare as a future and as a career. And I think we can do it. We just got to work together and get rid of the red tape and figure out how we achieve this. So again, I express my great appreciation to our minister, who was working very hard, takes his job completely seriously. She is my little sister. My brother was actually the vice president of our region at one time. He's passed on, and our family is well liked in that area, and we get elected all the time, the Chartrands. And so she took over. She used to actually, her background with Child and Family. She had a career, she has a degree in that. So anyways, congratulations, Francis, for the work you're doing, and to all your staff that are just waiting to get to work here. And I'm proud. And our buildings are all in the same colored state. If you see it right across Manitoba, there's a purpose for that, like McDonald's, right? You got a big M. So we have our designs coming. When you see them, you'll know it's Métis childcare centers when you travel across Manitoba. So again, 6 more will be coming very soon. And as we graduate and hire more, we'll open more. But Robert, you got to push this a little harder. Get maybe St. Boniface having another one, because that demand is everywhere. We know it. And so, but St. Boniface is telling us out of the 300 and somebody in the waiting list, over 200 of them are Métis kids. So there's not a doubt in my mind we'll have to invest more in St. Boniface. So again, thank you very much. Congratulations on the work you've done, Francis, and thank you all the dignitaries that come here, deputy ministers, ADMs that are all here today. And of course, yes, we have Australians here. You saw them in the video. Their parents are in Churchill, their grandparents are here. So these are Métis kids learning their culture over the oceans. making sure they know who they are when they come home. They're always going to be welcome home to their homeland. So again, thank you very much for all coming out today, and it's a very important day. And I also have a gift for you to put in your daycare center. I was waiting for Kevin and Nello's gifts, but I don't know. They're in the mail.
They're in the mail.
No, Kevin, you have a gift. I have a gift. Well, come and you give her. Nello's the only one. Oh, Nello. Métis culture. No, just for people that are here that are watching. No, Métis people that are watching and non-Métis people. In our culture, it's always important you give a gift. It's truly important that you recognize somebody in honoring that way. And we don't demand we get a gift back. It's our culture is to give a gift, not to receive a gift. So that's the way we love it. And by the way, Danny Vandel would have been here. I see it's one of his workers here. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
And I did make reference to Dan Vandel.
Yeah, Brad is here. So, but Danny would have been here. But they have a retreat I think taking place right now. There it is. These go in the centers. I mean, read it. Read, Francis. I can't. I had a stroke in the back of my eye here.
Presented by the National Government of the Red River Métis, Manitoba Métis Federation President David Chartrand and Cabinet to the L'Oreal Child Care Centre in Winnipeg, Manitoba, on the occasion of its grand opening on August 28, 2024.
Okay. And a decade from now, we'll come back in a decade and see this place. Okay? Yeah. And give you a gift. It's homemade.
And ours is a very simple but straightforward homemade jam.
Manitoba made.
Manitoba made, homemade.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll have to make bannock now. I know everyone will laugh. David,
I make bag of a champion.
I'll take my jam to your house. Come up here.
Wait, give me a second. Just for people that know here, we just had a retreat ourselves as cabinet, and during that cabinet retreat, there was a challenge. Who can make the best bannock? So there was 10 contestants. I was one of them, and I made my bannock with my own recipes that I've learned from others, and I came on top. And it was honest. It was just by numbers, no names. 3 judges, and I became the top bannock maker.
Your gift.
Oh. This thing's gonna blow away, so don't put it
Yeah, I
in.
know. Nope. You can't tip it. It's a wooden carving with wood now.
Oh, wow. Is that beautiful? I didn't recognize. Look at that.
Okay, we'll take pictures.
Yeah.
You can't tip it.
Can't tip it. I'll hold it like there. Okay, good.
Okay, with that one there.
This is just in
not
case
that
you
finger.
can't see.
Maybe not that finger.
Okay. Oh, yeah. He said don't use that finger. I was using my middle finger trying to hold it. I apologize for that. Anybody take it the wrong way. But just in case you can't see it, it's a buffalo on the top and L'Oreal in the bottom. So it's really stunning. If you want to look at it after, I'll pass it around. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Well taught.
Okay, put stuff you're carrying.
Oh yes, ribbon cutting. Yes. Thank you very much for that.
All right, we'll just pull things back around here. We get talking about President Chartrand's bannock making skills. He got pretty excited
I beat
there.
him, by the way. He came in third.
Yeah. What place did I come in?
Second.
Second.
Pardon?
So,
Yeah, you got
thank you, President Chartrand, for your words, and please accept this gift as acknowledgement towards your dedication and passion towards our littlest citizens and our future. I'd like to welcome back to the stage elder and dignitaries, Minister Chartrand, Campbell, and Altamare. So if we could have just Minister Chartrand, Campbell, and Altamare,
Watch the podium's gonna block you, eh?
Over here.
or we could just all flood the stage.
The podium. Okay, we'll go that way. We'll go that way. We'll shuffle that.
Hang on there, President.
Yeah, go down that way. There we go. Lovely.
Well, I better get in behind here.
Yeah, get in.
Yeah, cut right here.
Okay, just hang on. Robert, you go here.
Are
Yep.
we ready?
Okay, hang on,
Wait.
hang on.
Get Nello over there. Beautiful.
Okay. On your mark, countdown, crowd.
3, 2, 1.
First place again.
Yeah, we keep them. We put them in a frame after.
So the
Beautiful.
ribbon and congratulations to the Louis Riel Child Care Center. The ribbon and scissors will be put in a shadow box and displayed here in the building as customary and has been done with all of our other daycare centers, child care centers. My apologies, I'm dating myself as well. So before we finalize our ceremony, we'd like to invite up a few special guests. We have the late Mikkel Lemoyne's family, along with Minister Chartrand and President Chartrand, if you would mind coming up.
So, Mick was a truly unique addition to the ELCC team. His exceptional sense of humor and charismatic personality perfectly complemented the ELCC team. Known by his friends Mick. His name is Mikkel? Mick. So, he had a zest for life and a passion for exploring the world. Prior to joining the ELCC team, he worked in Paris and delighted us with stories and experiences. As we got to know him better, we discovered his love for all things elegant. And I think Amanda knows that too. So every Friday, Mick would leave the virtual office, that was during COVID, with a message recommending wines for the week. So despite some team playfully enjoying a glass box of Copper Moon at times, Mick always maintained his standards and shook his head. So we always trusted his judgment, his commitment to never let his team down. Rain or shine, he approached every task with pride and never shied away from any challenges. I remember when we had our grand opening in Dauphin, and we had it in the winter time. He was out there with a spray bottle, cleaning the windows, making sure everything was all okay. It was all perfect for the grand opening, and he was always there to support and help the team. There's different twists and turns in life. Mick got sick. We still didn't know what happened to him. All of a sudden he was there. The next day he was gone. He was a huge compliment, and he worked well with the staff. And we're honoring him today. And we're putting up, that's Mick, if you see his picture. This is his mother. And that's his fiancée. So we're honoring him today, and we're going to see this memory of Mick in our center at Louis Riel, because he was part of it when we were all building and working. And I know he's looking up at us, and it's shining down, remembering that he's part of our team and he's still there watching over us. I attended Mick's memorial service, and I met his mom. And we're talking about religion. And I told him, I said, my brother David is going to Rome. And we were talking about rosary, and we were talking about holy water. So when President Chartrand went to Rome, we asked him to bring back some holy water to come and we could give a gift to Mick's mom. So I went to Jordan River. I went to Jordan with a team from the Red River Métis government. So we went right to the Jordan River, and I got holy water for her. And we got a rosary blessed for you on behalf of the Red River Métis government. So even if our family's gone, we never forget. We never forget the impacts that they made on life, the impacts they made on the earth that we have today. But we always remember, they're in your heart, and he's looking down at us celebrate today, because he would have been there laughing. And he'd probably be going home this evening with Amanda, and I wonder what kind of wine they would have been drinking. So today, when you go home, we'll celebrate Mick and his memory. And I want to thank you guys for sharing them with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sarah, come say a few words.
Thank you.
Sarah. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So she's going to say a few words.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Amanda, and I was Mick's fiance and partner. On behalf of his family and my family, many of whom are here today, we just want to thank you for this. This is so incredibly beautiful. Mick would be honored, maybe a little bit surprised. He would probably crack a few jokes, and he would be very, very touched. I know, though, that he is here with all of us today, and he's watching this. So thank you so much. This is such a beautiful honor.
So in closing, I want to thank everyone for coming out to celebrate with us. Amanda. For sharing with us. But I want to give a shout out to some of our ministers that are here, our partners. Minister David Badan, thank you very much. He's from the Winnipeg region. Minister Janai is here somewhere. Over there. Please be very careful. I want to take our partners. Be careful if you go by him, you'll do selfies. I want to thank our partners. I want to thank Sherry for coming to be with us today. I want to thank the provincial and federal government for being our partners, not just in voice, but also supporting us 100%, not 100%, supporting us with the work we do. And I'm still going to ask you guys for money, you know that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have lunch and we're going to celebrate. I want to thank everyone. I want to thank our elders. I'm going to do the closing prayer. Without our elders' wisdom and guidance, we wouldn't know where we'd be today, and our youth for the willingness to learn. And I'm so happy and so proud to be part of shaping what they do. So thank you guys very much for coming to celebrate with us, and I'll give it back to the chair. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Chartrand, for that lovely commemoration of Mick. And now the bells are ringing. The church bells are ringing, so he definitely is here with us today. It's beautiful. We've come to the conclusion of our ceremony here this morning, and I'd like to welcome back up our Elder Shirley for our closing prayer.
God, our Creator, give us courage. Let us be of one mind. Make us righteous, thankful, and Red River Métis proud. Please embrace one of your special angels up in heaven, Louis Riel, as we always honor him as the founder of Manitoba today and every day for his courage, leadership, and steadfast determination while here on earth. Dear Lord, this is why it is so important that this daycare center be named after him. His legacy will always live on forever. Jesus, bless all the loving staff who will take care of the children in this great daycare center. We praise you, Lord, for your love, grace, and wisdom on this beautiful day. We ask that you bestow your guidance. Bless our Red River Métis government, staff, and everyone who has made this day possible. Please always put your loving arms around our President, David Chartrand, and keep him healthy and safe. He is our Savior for all of the tireless commitment, dreams, and aspirations for all. His footprints will continue to be left behind in the stand, just like the ones Louis Riel left behind. Great Creator, continue to embrace our special angel, Minister Frances Chartrand, as she spread her wings with great ambitions and Métis pride. She knows how to make a child's dream come true. Her vision on how to think things should be done. Thank you, Lord, for your presence with us today. As we depart, we ask you to bless us throughout the remainder of the day with your never-ending love, and guide us all home safely. In the name of our Father, amen. miigwech.
Bear, wisdom there, a bear.
Oh, thank you.
Where's the comms guy?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elder Shirley. Comms? Can we get a picture, please?
Thank you.
Thank you again, Elder Langen. Thank you for your time, wisdom, and words. This brings us to the end of our program here today. Your Red River Métis government would like to invite you to come in and have a tour. We have Shannon, Ashley, Masha. They're going to be providing tours of the center if you'd like to join. ELCC has also provided a light lunch, a gourmet hot dog stand, and beverages behind the building. So just follow the signs, and there's gluten-free buns, there's veggie burgers, so this is a gourmet. There's no, every accommodation has been made for your dietary needs. So please join us, and thank you again for everyone that came out to be part of this special day. And thank you for having me, MC. It's a pleasure, an honor, and a true gift, so thank you.